I lost 115 pounds after years of verbal abuse, but now I am in constant pain from loose skin. I grew up in a traditional Italian household that loved food. For us, on top of that, mom was a single mother, and we didn't have much money. So we did the best. I got accustomed to that lifestyle, and by the time I was old enough to realize how unhealthy it was, I had been obese for years. I first became aware that I had a problem when I was about 7 years old. It was Halloween. Shortly after, the comments began coming from my own family. It wasn't brutal. The thing is, as a child, you can't control what you're being fed. I couldn't go out to. Their comments made me extremely depressed. But my family had, at the time, I believed everything they said. I believed that I would. At my peak weight, I was 242 pounds. I did try to lose. That changed when I found out I was close to developing polycystic ovary syndrome and was also pre-diabetic. I sat down, and that's when I started looking into weight loss surgery. I eventually I'll be honest, at the time, I wasn't happy that she didn't refer me right away. But now I see that as I ate less, I lost weight. But it's not as easy, but losing more weight than expected also meant I was left with more loose skin. I now have pounds. Still, it's 100% worth it. I would much rather. I recently made a GoFundMe page to start raising money for surgery to remove the loose skin. If accepted my for anyone else going through what I went through, try to tune out other people's opinions as much as you can. Just because your video popular weight loss tricks that may backfire provided by health.com. To get more real talk on health and wellness, sign up for our weekly newsletter.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.